You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk. Greetings, my visionary dreamers. How is everybody doing on Let's Talk Sunday? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. For those who are just tuning in for the first time, this is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit. And you are listening to Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, it's extraordinary folk doing the damn thing the best way we can. And yes, today's topic is go with the flow. Even if you don't know, go with the flow, guys. Go with the flow. I mean, as long as it's a positive flow, of course, you know, but definitely be logical, be mindful, you know, keep it real with yourself. You know where different flows are going to lead you to. So definitely be smart about going with the flow. Okay. But I say this because I really wanted to have a show. I just came from an event in Atlanta called We Buy Black. Is a We Buy Black convention. And I really just went with the flow. Wasn't a planned thing. I just arrived in Atlanta. What was it? Was it Friday morning? I think it was Friday morning, like 7 a.m. in the morning or whatever. I just arrived. If you listen to last week's show, when it's time to go, it's time to go. It was time to go. I love the North. I love my South. But, you know, for some reason on the South side, I just feel more at home, even though I was born on the North side. So it's just beast that way sometimes. But nevertheless, there was some things that had transpired last week, like my car being hit really bad and is actually still in the shop. I drove here on the rental car and I'm still waiting for them to finish, but I'm like, hey, I put the miles on the rental car then. So I'm waiting for it to be finished so I could go pick it up. But nevertheless, just a chain of events, and I didn't fight it. I just was like, you know, as I always try to tell y'all, like, work at finding the so-called good in what you believe is bad. Because everything that happens for a reason. And everything that happens is really a detour to put you right on your right path. That's the bottom line. You know, it is there to show you your strength, to help you to grow, to help you to learn how to be flexible, to change, and all that good stuff. You know, even though sometimes it can be a little bit hurtful. Sometimes it could be disappointing. But when you really look back at things in your life that didn't work out the way you expected it to, or things that, that just didn't go as you planned, and you look at your life now, I believe that if you're honest with yourself, sometimes you can look back at things and be grateful to God that it didn't work out. That, you know, your plan didn't work because, as they say, God's plan is always better than ours, basically. And it is. You know, we can have our plans and we can have very great intentions for our plan. But the thing is, God knows what's best for us. God knows how we can level up. God knows not just how, but when, who, where we can level up with, and where we can level up, you know, as far as the space, the place, the atmosphere, the environment, the people that is needed to be in place in order for us to be able to level up to the level that we are supposed to be walking in this time, space, and reality. Because at every moment of your life, you are leveling up in some type of way, or you might just be leveling down, you know. Sometimes when you do level down, it can be a good thing, because you have to get to a point that you wake up and you realize that, you know what, this is beneath where I am supposed to be. And when I say that, I'm not saying like, say if perfect example. Thank you, Spirit. Say, like back when I was in the mortgage business and the market crashed, you had so many people that was making great money and living a great life. And some of those people had to level down because their finances dropped down, including me, and had to kind of rediscover who they were, what their purpose was, the things that they would like to do in life. And through that, you had those that probably never leveled back up, and you had those that leveled up even more than what they would have done had they stayed in the same position. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes things have to, like I said, tower moments is, they can be a blessing in disguise. If you look back at a couple of my shows, that was a show. And it really is, sometimes things have to be torn down for things to be rebuilt back up. In your life, in your spirit, in your soul, in your body, in your mind. And we look at those moments as, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. What am I going to do? Some of us, me, I look at it like for a moment, I might go through it, but then I'm like, okay, what's the next adventure? I look at life as an adventure, and I'm just going to take it by the horns like a bull. I got that red cape, but I'm never getting caught. I'm never getting plucked up the booty with the doggone horn. I'm going to be running, with my red cape. Like, let's do it. Let's do it. Let me see what you got next for me, God. Okay? And with that being said, I came out here in the A, and I've been nonstop since. As a matter of fact, right now, I am in the parking lot of this place called Zaxby's because me and my son, we miss Zaxby's so much. It is like, it's really a fast food place, but they kind of, they sell different types of chicken, but it's good chicken. It's good. It's just a good place. Anyway, those in the A, they know what Zaxby's is. And they probably like, why is she worried about Zaxby's? But anyway, the line was too long. I had to get out of line and park because the show was about to start. So I didn't even eat yet. I got to get back in the line. So yeah, I came down here just going with the flow. Just knowing that it was time for a new. It was time, like my son's in college. If you've been following the show, he's in his last year. We had a great conversation. He's 21 now. He can do his own thing. He has been doing his own thing. And he's like, Mom, I really think as much as I would want you to stay until I graduate, I really feel like that would be good for you. Because he knows that I love Georgia. He knows that I can make things move a little more in Georgia. For what I'm doing and the things that the visions and the dreams that I have. And the North was pretty much it was more of a growing spurt, and it was more of cutting ties with people and things that was not beneficial to my purpose, to my journey anymore. And that's all out of love. It's not out of hate. It's all out of love. Everybody can't go. Everybody don't want to go. Everybody won't go. All of that stuff. And once you grasp that and you're good with that, then life just becomes more simpler for you and you just become more open as to the new things that God has for you, basically. And that's what I've been doing this whole weekend. I mean, oh my gosh, I just been going. Me and my homegirl, Lexi, we've been going, and I just dropped her off. And so I wound up going to this event called We Buy Black. My cousin went to the event yesterday, and he just so happened to buy this band that I guess covered for the whole weekend. So he was telling me about it. He was so hyped. He was like, oh my gosh, all these black businesses from all over the world. And, he brought some things back, and it was good. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, I want to go. I want to see what it's all about. So I get up this morning and I'm like, damn, I know my homegirl's kind of tired because we've been at it since Friday. So I'm just going to roll out by myself. I'm just going to go. And then God put on my spirit, yes, you need to go. You need to network, and you need to interview some people for the podcast. And I was like, wow, yeah, that'll be a good thing. So I'm working it out. So long story short, I got myself together. And just as I was getting myself together, my homegirl texted me. And I was like, I'm going to the convention. She was like, I want to go. So we wound up going. Now, this is how you know when you go with the flow, even though you don't know that it's meant for you to go. If you caught that. I was thinking like, okay, I'm just going to go by myself. But God gave me, a roadie to go with me, And on top of that, we get there. My cousin was like, well, it's $10 for the park. I'm like, okay, cool. We get there, the doggone parking thing, the booth, I don't know what you want to call it, the stick that goes up and down that lets you through was wide open. Even though it said $10, was nobody in the booth. It was wide open. So I guess, I don't know, Sunday was free, whatever. But I know Lexi was like, why are you waiting, girl? You better go. That's probably God blessing us. I was like, yeah. So basically, I was able to go to the event for free, meet some awesome people, business entrepreneurs. I felt so at home. They were gracious enough to allow me to interview them and talk to you guys, which I'm going to edit that show and put it together because I'm just coming from there. And it's a few different vendors that talk. So I got to put it together. So I need you guys to, I want to say tomorrow so bad. Because every time I say tomorrow, it's always a couple days later or whatever. But I'm going to work hard. If you guys just listen out for the show between tomorrow and Wednesday, I will edit the show and put it together. And that is my word, because I'm on a whole different mindset right now. I don't really have the responsibilities. My son is grown. I could come and go as I please. It's just a different ball game for me right now. So definitely listen to the show. Listen out for it either tomorrow by 7 or Wednesday by 7. I'm going to give y'all those 2 days. And just in case I come up, I run into some hiccups while I'm editing. Okay. So Monday, tomorrow by 7 p.m. or Wednesday, I will have the show from me interviewing the vendors at the convention that I went to today. Okay. So getting back, we're going with the flow. I'm not going to make this show very long and I know I always say that, y'all, but yeah, because I went with the flow, I was able to meet some awesome people. Because I went with the flow, I made some good connects. And I also, while we were there, even though we went together, me and my homegirl, we wound up really being apart. So I kind of felt like I was there by myself because I didn't want to mess her flow up while I was interviewing people. And so she walked around and she was gone, and we just pretty much met back up at the end. So that pretty much let me see that there are going to be a lot of events going on out here. And I have to be willing to, as I say, go it alone and just go. Yes, it was a big convention, a lot of people, whatever. But when you doing your thing, you cannot be worrying about if your homegirl, your homeboy going to go with you, if you're going to have any company. You have to go it alone. This is your dream. This is your vision, And as a matter of fact, while I was there, I ran into this one young lady that she happened to see me interviewing somebody. And so she stopped me as I was walking. She was like, what were you doing over there? And I was like, I have a podcast show. And she's like, really? She was like, oh my gosh. She was like, I want to do a podcast show. And I was like, well, what's stopping you? She was like, I know I said, well, I'm your confirmation. She was like, you are. So we exchanged cards and everything. And she was telling me about what she wanted to do. And I just was like encouraging her, like, yo, do it. There's a reason. There's all these people here. You know what I'm saying? And then you just happen to see me and doing exactly what you want to do. So she was like, we embraced each other, gave each other a hug. She was like, oh my gosh, thank you. I appreciate you. I was like, I appreciate you. So yeah, follow the podcast and do your thing. And I'm going to be expecting a link from you for your podcast show so I can listen. She was like, oh, like I said, yeah, that's your homework. Yeah. I'm putting you on the spot. So, I mean, little things like that. How do you know if me or her, if she never, because she was by herself, I was by myself. I don't know if she came with somebody. She said she was going to do it with somebody, but I don't know if they were there. But nevertheless, we met each other while we were by ourselves. So that goes to say, like, if she would have never been at the event at that time and I wasn't at that event at that time, maybe she wouldn't have started her podcast show or had the last bit of encouragement or confirmation that she needed to know, yes, you can do this. I was able to give her a little bit of information as to what platform to use and why to use it or whatever. I gave her a little short, brief little, insight. And so that allowed her to say, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this thing. Okay. So prayerfully, she does it. But if she doesn't, I was able to plant some seeds for her to believe that she can whenever she does. And this is why we have to go with the flow, because it's not just about us. It's about the people that we will run into, the people that we will meet along the way when we're going with the flow, even if we don't know. Even if we're just like, wow, what's going to happen? And if I do this, oh my gosh, I'm kind of scared. I never did this before. Or, go with the flow. People are people. At the end of the day, people are people. Just like when I was teaching my entrepreneur class, my youth entrepreneur class, I'm like, at the end of the day, when you go to interviews and stuff like that, there's no need to be nervous. Because if you do your study on that company, then already you know what to talk about. Already you know how to engage with the interviewer. But the bottom line is this. The interviewer is a normal person. That could be your auntie, your uncle, or whatever, your father, your mama. Like, if you look at it in that aspect or at that, or however you want to say it, in that mindset that the person that I'm interviewing with for a new career, new job, partnership, whatever it is, they are human. They are a person just like me. They are a human being. They have a spirit just like me. It's going to be different than mine's, but they are just like me. And they started somewhere. They didn't just become the person that's interviewing me for a job. And I don't know who this is for, but this is where my spirit is going. But they're not just for, they didn't just drop in that position. They had to work their way to that position. They had to learn the company. They had to learn the things, how everything, the moving parts work for the company that they're represented in order for the company to put them in a position that they trust them to bring more team members along. So you got to look at life like that. Everything you do, there is nothing to be afraid of. There is nothing to fill your heart up with fear, your spirit up with fear. Why? For what? If you're going to a new place, it's a new state, a new country, there's still going to be people there. Yes, you need to do your research as to what areas you're going to, because every area might have a little shady side to them. But if you do your research before you go, then you will know. And that's why you need to go with the flow. I'm so excited about this show. I got to edit. I have to edit. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited for you guys, because the things that they said was things that I've been telling y'all all along. But so if you listen and you hear it from other people with other businesses going on, then you know it's a consistent thing. You know it's a consistent word that you need to hear. And so I'm excited about the show that's coming up. So this is probably going to be the shortest podcast ever, because I want my Zach piece. I'm ready to eat. I'm so hungry. My mouth is so dry. I was telling them, I was like, please excuse if my breath is bad, because my mouth is so dry right about now. When I was interviewing them, I needed to have something to drink, but I was just moving. I was just so excited. I was just going with the flow, and each and every last one of them, I'll have their information and their links when I do put the show together, so that you can follow them and support them. They all agreed to allow me to do a video interview with them, to get together, soon to do video interviews with them individually, so that they can talk more about their business and stuff like that, for those who are interested in their business, or just in being inspired by them and not just me all the time. Okay. So with all that being said, guys, visionary dreamers, I just love you guys. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for always tuning in. Y'all are the reason why I do this, and I'm excited about life once again. Not saying that I wasn't before, but it's just something about, about the South for me. You know, some people that live here are trying to get away and go to the north. It's just funny how that works. But for me, it's just something about the energy, how my energy shifts when I come here. And I'm just grateful to God that those tower moments came and that guy hit my car. And I don't mean it in a negative way, because if it didn't happen, I would still be where I was. And I wouldn't have met these wonderful people today. I would, like, everything happens for a reason, guys. Everything. And we really have to start viewing life in that fashion. And once we get consistent with viewing life in that way, oh, trust me, you will blossom. Those seeds that has been planted in you for eons will really start to blossom. You will come out of your cocoon and fly away like a little butterfly, and you will transform. Okay. So yes, thank you guys for supporting the books, the Visionary Dreamer 90-Day Journal and the Transform Your Life Visionary Dreamer Workbook. Those who have purchased them off of Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, online, and a few other online stores. I really appreciate you guys. Continue to share, your feedback, email. I really appreciate it. And I just so appreciate you guys. I really, really do. And I really wish I could. I'm looking forward to them making a virtual reality when I could just come through the earphone, give you a kiss on the cheek and tell you, like, just how much I appreciate you and I love you, and you can feel it. Okay. So until next week, until Monday or Wednesday, like I said, if you just tuning in, Monday or Wednesday of this week, which is the week of August. What is the day? I think it's the 25th. I'm not sure, but I think it's the 25th today. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, so either the 26th of August 2019 or the 28th of August, I will have the podcast show with all the interviews that I did at the We Buy Black convention on the show. And I will put the link to the We Buy Black website as well, so that you guys can go check them out. And maybe if you want to get connected with them, I am looking forward to interviewing the actual person that put it together. I think his name is Sharif or Sharif. Let me not say nothing because I don't want to mess it up, but I'm looking forward to interviewing him, just to allow y'all to hear why he put it together and what motivated him, encouraged him to do this. So if you're out there and you hear the show, or somebody that's connected to him hears the show, let him know. I really would like to talk to him and like him to talk to my visionary dreamers. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna go. This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit, y'all. And you are listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. It's extra, 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 extra ordinary folk out here doing the damn thing the best way we can. I love you guys. Deuces. Peace. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Living, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chroniclesofliving.com. Until next time, this is ADionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.